gorgeous human beings of the Channel Summit of Sisterhood. Today, we have the honor and privilege of bringing forward beautiful Silke Glatz. So if you would come up, Silke, and let's see if we can get a side by side here. Hello.
Hello, Melanie. My heart is full of love. This brings tears in my eyes. It's unbelievable what you created with us here. It's out of the world. Honestly, I'm really, really honored. I'm honored to be in this group. I'm honored to be a part of the channel, and you couldn't introduce me better than the words used. You know me so good. Even if I was never loud, you know me perfect, really perfect. It's amazing.
Well, 2 years together, every week, in and out. It's like, what an honor. And actually, I want to talk about this. We have 30 minutes together today. And one of the things that we kind of want to talk about is 2 years ago, when you entered the channel, you were literally invisible online.
I was totally invisible. I was like, I had no picture online. I had, even if you put my name in the internet, I was proud that nobody could find me. I was hidden. Sheila Mida always asked me, please put a picture in. And what kind of picture? Why picture? Why should I present myself? I was, I think, minimum 3 months, 4 months without picture, unknown, the only invisible in the group, and Sheila Mina always pushed me. It doesn't matter which kind of picture, and all these beautiful ladies, you know, with all these nice photos. I always thought, no, this is not the correct one. No, okay, leave it. And then I got the idea. Okay, if everybody is doing a photo shooting, why not me? And so I created my first photo shooting, and I got a little bit more visible, and I saw all these amazing people and ladies in the Alpha group and in the channel growing, and I thought, okay, what they can do, I can do. And maybe it's, for my business, it's not so important to be visible. As for coaching or your online business, I have no online business. I can present later what I'm doing, but I was invisible totally, and I thought it's a good idea to be like this, you know, to hide. But now, after these 2 years, I'm proud of my branding, my pictures, my Instagram. It's not the main key for customers, for example, but it's good for me. It's good for my brand, and I get more and more visible, and people see me. For me, it's LinkedIn, very important, not Instagram, not Facebook. But yes, I came totally invisible, totally hidden in the group.
Oh my gosh. And can we talk about how good your English is now? Because I remember you used to apologize for English every time you open your mouth, and today you're just like, like your English is, this was another perk of the channel, is if English is not your first language, guess what?
I was totally afraid to speak in English, totally. You know, I was sitting at the beginning of the channel with my dictionary, and I was thinking, oh my God, what did she say? What is this? What is this? I remember I have a big list of things, conscious, unconscious. What does this mean? The release of pathways and all this stuff. I always was writing, okay, what does this mean? But step by step, I learned, I got the vocabulary. I understood even more. At the beginning in the Boxer, it was, honestly, it was too much for me. You know, when they speak in the Boxer and Jen and all the channel people and like, and I thought, what the hell does they mean? But okay, now it's much more better. It's not the best thing, but I can speak, I can understand everybody, and I learn every day, even some vocabularies, you know.
I just love you, honestly. The thing about you though is like some people in the group would literally not even know, because you spoke so little in the beginning and you were just playing this invisible card for so long, and by the time you started talking, all of a sudden you were already better. It's like this is what I said at the beginning, like you listen. And I feel like that is such an incredible trait, and I think it's a very important trait in your business, because you don't come from a coaching background, didn't come in the channel as a coach. Can you tell us more about what you do?
Yes, of course. I'm coming from a totally different area. I come from fashion. I had my own first company in 1999. So, and I compounded. I'm in fashion, I'm in fabrics, I'm in yarns, I'm in producing, and I'm a manager between B and B. Means my big customers are, I don't know, Hugo Boss, it can be Louis Vuitton, it can be a small one, a big one, whatever. And I have a network right now, and this grew honestly because of all of you as well, because I got more and more power. I have a network now in Morocco. I have own people, they're working for me, my company. I have people in Spain, my network. I'm in India. I go now to Egypt. Next week I go to Dubai for a fair. So I have to invite people to a fair. So in these 2 years, it was like, first of all, I was in fabric and in fashion and I know what I can do. And now it's running like hell. Like I do networking over the whole world. I go to India as well in this year. And people really come to me, ask me, Silke, can you help us? Can you connect us to this customer, to this brand, to this fashion fair, whatever? And I found out during I was looking in this group and how all the people grow and makes their business. First of all, I always thought I have to do something similar. And then by observing, because I understood myself, I observe, I look at them, I see it, I learn from the behavior of what they do, and I adapt it to my business. And then I understood what I really want and really I'm good in is networking. So I bring people together and it fits. So they tell me later, yes, this is good. This is a good customer. This is a good supplier. This is, and now it's exploring, honestly. Now I don't know where I go first. So this year I'm here only 2 weeks and all the rest I'm all over the world. And this is fun. And I learned all this in the groups. This is what I really want to bring, because first of all, you remember when I told you, I'm not a coach and everybody here is a coach. So for me, some stuff, it's not so interesting, but it's not true. It's not interesting. I observe, I see, and I try to get the main sentence for me and for my business. This is what I'm doing. Yeah.
So what I love about you, and this is something that I think is so beneficial for everyone here to listen to. This woman comes into the channel. She needs to use her dictionary to see what we're talking about. She doesn't have the same profession as what she thinks most of the women have. Although we do have other women in here that don't just have coaching businesses, her perspective at this point is everyone's a coach. I'm not even speaking, I don't speak English properly the way everybody else does. And still, she comes out bilingual with thriving business, networking all over the place. And she listens in a way that basically empowers her to take all the magic that maybe is used in a different industry that someone else could have just said, oh, this doesn't apply to me, this doesn't apply to me. And she made it apply. This is what I love about you, Silke. It's like, if there's value somewhere, you're going to make it work for you. You're going to integrate it somehow. If there's something beautiful, you're going to catch it. If there's something intelligent, you're going to hear it. If there's something meaningful, you're going to incorporate it. Like you make things happen. And I feel like this is such an important trait to model for the world, because people take themselves out of rooms for less reasons than you put yourself in for. People will say, well, I can't go there. It's not my first language. I can't go there. I don't do the same thing as everybody else. I don't have, but you actually went in and gathered all the skills and came out with the very things that were hindrances. Then they became part of why this worked for you. So one of the things I really loved about what you shared with me is that watching the other women grow and watching them evolve had a very big impact on you. Can you share more about that?
Yes, I can, because this was my biggest growth is by watching the other girls or the other women or how they're involved, and I feel so much love. I see it, and I saw it. Omaya, oh my God, from the beginning, I just saw it. She's an angel, but now she is, I cannot express in words what she is. I saw Sheila Nida from the beginning, and now she is on the top. And I laugh from my heart, really, that if people grow and if they can express with love. And I learned from all these women, even if I have not the same business, not the same language, not the same country, For me, it was more by observing. It took some time until I understood. At the beginning, I was like, okay, how can I belong? Okay, where's the seat on the table, you know? Okay, let's have a look. But I'm very consequent. I do not give up early, because only when it's not worthwhile or not make no sense. But this group was so worthwhile, and every time there came something new in, and as well the emotion and the love between the woman is still out of the world. This is something I learned honestly only in your group, not only in this group, but even in the year before. Sisterhood was a word I didn't know what this means. When I came in your word, for me, it was not existing. It was not in my world. My world was more, you know, this woman and she is, and so it's a little bit more like this. And when I started to understand sisterhood, not by words, by doing, by seeing, by loving, I thought, oh, this kind of woman existing. Okay, good. And then I saw in this container in your alpha group, there are a lot of these women. It's not one, it's not 5, it's 50, it's hundreds. And I changed myself in expressing. And since that time, the other women who are, I don't know, do not belong to this kind of sisterhood or do not understand, they do not matter anymore. It's not important if they exist or not exist. You know, you do not see them even anymore. Not in the fashion industry where I work, and I know the fashion industry very well. And so I learned from all these women. Nadine made a great step ahead, and so everybody. I'm looking at these women, and I'm thinking, wow, if they can do, I can do, or we all together grow and we help each other. And I love this so much. For me, it's still an honor to be there. At the beginning, I know I had a meeting with Colleen. She helped me after my after my divorce with my 2 kids, and I had really struggling with trauma and all this stuff. And it was so clear. Yeah, I help you. Don't worry. We go through it, and so I love this woman, and I learned a lot of, and yeah, I can only say and inspire everybody to find the right container or the right thing, because I was first of all in other groups, in other containers, and when I jumped in, I wouldn't miss anything. Not one day, not one meeting. I saw all the hours from everybody, even twice, because of the language. You know, I like the replays, because in the replays I could stop and I could look in my dictionary. What does this mean? That's why I'm a little bit more on the replays than in the lives.
You are like, first of all, this is an interesting thing here. You are very successful. Like, you're busy. You're going to be traveling all of this year. You did not miss any of the calls. You even watched some of them twice. Like, what would you say to people who are saying, like, I just don't have time for this?
You have to take the time. Maybe it's not that time when it's online on that day. And this is for me a very, very interesting question, because my timing is totally different, and I'm really scheduled. I work hard, long, but I love it. For me, it's not work, it's my life. It's my creation. So it's not like, oh, I work 10, 12, 14 hours. No, it's my life I create right now. So it's okay. And then I know I have to watch still currency, for example, some of the models, but I do it with love when I have time. When I say, this is my free time, this is something I do for me, then I go there, I sit there, I take my book, my notebooks, and then I really get it. It comes in my heart and I get it. It's not like listening and flow away. And then one sentence, sometimes of one model, change my energy, change my life. I have here, I show you. I have here, for example, on my table, people who see value are the most valuable. It's one sentence of one of your model. And I put only one phrase on my table, and this keeps me the whole week very high, on a high level. And this is what we had with all these women. When I saw how they grew, it kept myself on a high level only by observing. And time is you can take the time or make it in a timing what is powerful for me and for you. I know you like that everybody's life, for example, but I cannot do it in life, but I get every course and every model and in my timing. And this comes as well now to these what I honestly have to bring over. For me, this channel and these sisters are the beginning, because the time is so fast, and I want to see so many of them in person, and I know it will happen. It's not like, no, I will do it, and someday I'm sure I will meet all these nice women which I haven't seen. But when the time comes, the time comes. It must not be tomorrow. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's by occasion that I saw Dimple in a Dr. Joe Dispenza retreat. So I'm pretty sure that I will be connected even with all of them and in my timing. I think people can take their own time. This is important.
So what I love, and I'm not even shocked that that quote is one that stuck out for you, and it's like the people who see value are the most valuable, because I think that that is exactly what you do. Like, you see value even in difficult things. It's like, what's the value for me here? What can I take away from this? What can I learn from this? You valued every woman of that channel enough to watch their calls and to care what happened and what they said. You value them enough to still want to see them all in person, even after the 2 years is over, to want to actually meet them. You value the quotes that you learn from a program, and you write them down and you live by them for a week. You value things. And I'd love to look at how valuing things has actually made an impact on your career, because you are very sought out. Like, people want to work with you specifically. They're always saying, we want you. Like, you're being flown all over the place. People want you there. And I think a big reason for this is everyone in the world wants to feel valuable. And you are able to see the value in people. And so you become the greatest asset, because you're not trying for people to value you. You already know you're valuable. You're just looking for the value in people. So people want you in the room, because when you're there, it's like they receive the value they've been wanting to feel their entire life. So I'd love to hear stories, if you have any, where you're like, either a certain material you valued and you were able to bring forward, or a certain fashion sense, or a specific person or a relationship. Like, how is it? Because you said you're a connector, you bring people together. How does value come into your workplace?
I love to connect people. This is really one of my issue, and I feel I can take a phone, I can call blind people, and I feel the connection, and they say, yes, okay, we do. And I can create networking. I got this by an email. This email came from somewhere out. It was only an email, for example, like, hello, we invite you for the Egypt fair, and you can have a free flight and a luxury hotel and blah, 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 something like this. And I saw it as a spam. I want to delete it. And then I said, okay, have a second look. And I saw the email and I answered, and this guy answered back, and we answered and we wrote. And I understood this is a really good guy. The feeling was, and the energy was, there is something. So I opened up, we made a call. I saw him, he told me, I can bring you to all the Egyptian people here to the fair. I'm now with the embassy, I'm now with the associations to connect people. And they was so happy. I had on Sunday, it was on Sunday, I had a video call with USAID, and they asked me to make a roadshow for them in Spain because they trust me that I can do it. And I told them, yes, I can do it. And I see now that people just feel so safe with me that I can do it. And now I do the roadshows, I go to Egypt, they invite me, I bring customers together, and it grows like health. And then they ask me, okay, you're in fashion, can you do glass as well? And can you do wood as well? And I thought, I don't know, I have no idea, I can try. And I started to call wood people and glass people, and they are so nice. I connect with them and they say, okay, come. And I understood my biggest strength is really these connecting. I can do it. I have a call, I bring people together, and after the meeting, they both say, hey, it was good. And I found this out by observing other people, honestly, yeah, and in the container. And you know what the biggest issue in this container was? That we had every week a call, and every week, even if you're down or if you feel, oh, it's boring, sometimes you have in your life these phrases. So this doesn't happen because there was always something motivating you. They do this, you do this as well, okay? And so I grew very fast, and now I'm on the way to, I don't know where. I can tell you next year, because now happens so much. I go to Dubai, I have to connect brands there to speak with brands who want to distribute in Dubai. And I don't know, doors open like a floor with 10 doors, and I have to decide which one I take. It's amazing.
So I'm curious, from the people that are listening to this right now, can you feel how just matter of fact all of this is? Like, there's not one part of this conversation that's us like Silke trying to show us something about her, or trying to show us that she's good enough, or like, it really just is the most sincere, here's what's what. Like, this is it. And I admire this about you so much. And I honestly see that any room that you would be in would be so lucky to have you, because when you're in the room, people just feel good to be in the room, because you're not trying to show them that you matter to be there. As a matter of fact, you're way too busy learning about them to see if there's somewhere you can connect them, or if there's someone that you could introduce them to, or if there's something, like, you've even had thoughts for me and been like, I've had an idea for you and I could connect you to, like, you see value, you see puzzles, like these two people would do really well together. This would fit together. You're so involved in the world around you. It makes the experience of you being you so effortless to watch, because you're part of the room. You just become a part of it.
Thank you.
So I would love to know, what advice would you give to any woman that's watching us right now, and their biggest issue is that they don't know if they're good enough, or they don't know if they belong, and it stops them every time. They wish they could do that. They wish they could connect to people like that and have that confidence, but they're always wondering, do people like me? Did I say that weird? Am I weird? Is this okay? Like, they're so busy trying to prove themselves, and it never quite feels the way you feel. Do you have any advice for people who might feel like that?
Yes, the biggest advice is be authentic. Be like you are. You know, sometimes I make mistakes. I had the wrong stuff in my luggage. I say stupid things, but I can laugh about myself. And if people would do this authentic, even if they have the wrong thing or whatever, and they say, oh my God, this was really not so good, right? Okay, let's do again. Then it's fine not to try to be somebody, only be. This is my biggest advice, and you can find this in the Alpha group, I think, and as well in the channel. We found it everywhere, because everybody could be emotional or sad or really angry or whatever, and the group held each other. And so the advice is, be authentic, go, and then you find the inner work, what you really are. So then, because not everybody can connect, I'm super not creative. When people tell me, are you in the fashion? Can you? No, I can't. I know what is good. I know what's not good, but I cannot hint you something. This is not my stuff. So I can tell you, you have the best producer. I can bring you the best and the most expensive luxury goods, but I cannot create. So, and I think people have to understand, or women have to understand what they are really good in. If I see Colleen, what she did, the trauma, for example, it was out of the world, and she did it perfect. So, and people are doing human design. Honestly, in my timeless, for next year is as well to understand human design. The only thing I know what I am, but I still did not have the time, it's my time, to understand. But for me, it's not a problem. It's not an issue because I know next year we will be a human design year. So I think the biggest advice is be authentic, be yourself, love yourself, and then go out and then you find everything. Everything is there. Everything is in you.
I love this so much. Okay, so one thing that I love, and someone quoted this quote, and we're going to use it for sure. It was like, don't try to be someone, just simply be. And I feel like that just is so you. That's probably the best description of what you do. You never try to be somebody else. You've been you the whole step of the way. Every step of the way you've been you. And it's been such a grounding experience for a lot of people, I think, to be in your presence and be like, nobody else feels they need to be anything else when you're there, because you're not. I feel like a lot of times, and this is a good thing for all women to contemplate, when we show up and people can tell from us that we're trying to be something else in order to be better, it gives this underlying message that maybe everybody else should be doing that too. Like, should I be doing that? Should I be posturing like that? Would you appreciate me more if I tried harder? Should I be trying harder? Whereas when we're around people who are authentic and honest, there's this feeling of like, I know how to be that. And we calibrate. And I think that I often say in my programs, like, truth is the strongest frequency on earth. There is no stronger frequency on earth than the frequency of truth. And so when you walk in, you said honest and authentic. Those are the two words that you used, honest and authentic. Honesty and authenticity is truth. So what you're basically saying is you walk with truth and you become a force. Like that really is how you belong, is you just be who you are with all that you are. And that's it.
Yeah. Yes, I learned this, that this is the most important, authentic, honest, and even if it's not nice, I got harder in the last years. Like when I don't like something, I say this really clear as well. Like, no, this is not mine, or no, I do not like it, or no, today I do not dress up. I go only in jog pants and go in front of the camera for something. So. If you are really you, then it's totally easy, and you have a lot of energy, because you lose a lot of energy if you want to be somebody else. That's the point. So it means, all your energy is for you, because you are yourself, even if you're sad. And people, you get this kind of call, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. But maybe you're not fine. Why do you not tell, okay, today is not my day, but how can I help? I do this. And then you are authentic, even in a call. I do a lot of calls, for example, by telephone or something like this. So, and you keep your energy, because if you're not fine, why should I say, oh, yeah, it's nice, it's okay, everything's super. And this is normal, and I do not. So the energy of 100% you have for your day or for your life, you can keep a lot of when you do not try to be something what you are not.
This is so brilliant. And I feel like this is a reason we were able to crack the sisterhood code in the summit, because in the channel, because we really did that. Like by the end, it really was like someone would come on and be like, this is not a great day for me, but I'm watching from bed and I've had a rough week. And people were like, oh my gosh, sending so much love. It was never just like trying to pretend that you were okay. Like there was always space for your truth, and for someone to reach out and support and see if there's something they could do to help. And I feel like that is so necessary and so beautiful. And I love everything you've said here.
This is amazing. I want to add one sample happens last week. This is really sisterhood. This is not sisterhood by writing words or make a nice post. This was really sisterhood by helping me. My youngest son went to a boarding school in England, and there are a lot of rules. I didn't know all the rules. So the first guardian was Juliet, and they have to have a guardian there who cares in case of something happens or they go abroad. So my other son, just 19, adult, went there, and they both want to make a beautiful weekend, because both felt not so good and they want to see each other and have a hotel and all this stuff. In the middle of last week, the school called me and asked me, okay, so they go to the Guardian, and Juliet was not in the country, so she couldn't care. And I thought, no, why? My biggest son is 19, so he's adult, he can care the other one. No, it's not allowed, he must be over 25. So the whole weekend, everything seems to be correct. Like everybody was sad, they were sad, Mom, I have to go out, Mom, I have to fly, we want to see each other. So I called Dimple really with my problem, and I asked her, Dimple, I know you are from Great Britain. I don't know if you're there, but if it's possible, can you be the guardian? And it's not easy. It's not like she must fill in documents, she must sign. It was one afternoon and everything was resolved. Dimple did all the stuff, made me and all my boys happy. And this is real sisterhood. This is sisterhood in reality, making by heart. She helps us so much, and we all, my boys and me, we have been so in love. You know, she told, yes, don't worry, I do it. Are you fine with it? Okay, I write to the school, I will be the guardian. It's okay.
And this is someone you meet in a summit, in a program, in different countries. Like that, if that just doesn't show you, like, and you can't just pretend to be something and get that kind of trust. That's the other part. If Dimple hadn't shown up in all of her colors, in her good days and her hard days, in her best attitude and in her saddest attitude, in her difficult times and her good times, I don't know that Silke would have trusted her with her kids. But it's like, I know you. I know you when you're good. I know you when you're not. I know you. I trust you. I know you. Like, I've seen everything of you. Can you help me out here? And that for me is like, this is what I believe in. This idealistic, I know it's so idealistic, and it has been since the day I opened my mouth about this stuff, but I believe it. And I can tell you that after this channel, I believe it more than I ever have. And stories like this, and I'm sure there'll be more of them as it unfolds, and as, you know, women say, look, this person helped me through my trauma, and this person babysat my kids, you know, was the guardian of my kids so they could have their sibling reunion that they really wanted to have. Like, these are the kinds of stories that we really need to hear about, because if we can't believe that that's possible, I don't know what the point is of any of it, really. So I want to thank you so much for sharing those stories and spotlighting the women of the channel the way you have, and how much they've been there and what they've done to support you. Like, that is such an incredible thing. I'm so grateful. And so one last question for you. Do you have anyone or something in your life that you're hoping to call in? Like, is there a connection somehow that you're needing or wanting, or is there something in the world that you're trying to call in, a person in a certain country? Like, is there a country you're trying to break into? Like, is there something that we could do as a channel to support you in any way? If someone has a connection, could they connect you with someone? Does something come to mind like that?
Right now, I'm very focused on the Dubai and all the VAE, all this stuff, because this is for me the future for business. And in India, I'm very well connected, so there I do not need anything. But in this area, yes, I have my first meetings next week, for example, and everything what can help in being connecting there for economics, for networking would be helpful, because the culture is different. I love different cultures. I know a lot of different cultures. I know a lot of different, bring them together from Morocco to India to Spain to Europe. And yes, this is my next big puzzle, my next big view for the next 2 or 3 years.
So on the odd chance, if anyone here knows someone in Dubai that's like in the economics and the fashion, after having heard Silke speak here, you're like, I think this would be a really cool connection. If there's something there, it'd be great to let us know about that connection, so we can connect Silke if that exists and if that happens. Because since you've been the connector of anyone else, if there's someone that can help, why not, right? So after having her speak, there's one thing I want to read you her bio, because this is the beauty of this space. Is it's not just about you hear someone and you get everything they know, you know all about them in the first 5 minutes, and then you hear them speak. I want to read her bio after you've heard her speak, and I want you to actually see how powerful this all is. Her title for today was Evolution Without Fear. Evolution without fear. her language, her business, her social media presence, her network, her sisterhood, everything evolved in 2 years. And she did that so smooth. She was butter in the channel. She made everything delicious and it just glided easily on everything. This is the bio of this woman. She's the owner of Silke Evolution. Silke Evolution, global gate to fashion is my passion. I am a leader in networking across countries and cultures in the textile industry with more than 25 years of experience. I connect B2B companies worldwide in different countries and cultures. I follow all production processes in garments production with my teams in Morocco, Egypt, Spain, and India. Not only is this super badass, it is not nearly enough for us to truly understand who this person is. You could read that and profile who you're speaking to so easily. This woman is a badass, but she is the softest, kindest, most beautiful person. You cannot capture a person in a bio. I'm so grateful that we've had this conversation, that you are who you are, and that I got to share you with the people that I love. You're a masterpiece, and I'm just very grateful for our time together, and I look forward for what's in the future for us.
Yeah, for sure. The future will come with the channel sisters and with you. It's just a start.
It's just a start.
Yeah.
I love that. So for the rest of the channel or summit, we'll see you in the comment sections. We'll see you around. If there's any connections that are made, we'll let you know, and we'll make sure you get the transcript of the call so you can see any comments that were made for you as well. Thank you. So this was our first gorgeous interaction inside of the channel summit. Every single one of them will be entirely different. They will be different quotes, different lessons, different vibes, different energies, different backgrounds, different everything. And that's what makes it extraordinary. Look for the beauty in people. It's kind of mind-boggling what you'll find. And I think Silke is a perfect example of that. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be back here in a few hours from now with our next speaker. Hopefully you're able to be there with us live, because it's going to be quite a treat. So you have a few hours to relax and plug back in at your convenience. Thank you so much, Silke. Thank you for all the channel sisters that were here cheering on. Thank you for all the participants of this beautiful summit. And we will see you for the next call a little later today. Bye.